Yes, so I'm Paula Sager, and I'm here in my studio in Rhode Island on the east coast of the US, and I'm just, as I say, really happy to welcome each of you tuning in from wherever you are in the world. So welcome. I come to this work through the path of dance, and right now, as we begin, I'm remembering back to my dancer days, and I'm standing on stage in the dark, in the stillness, just before the lights go up. Such a potent place. I think this may have been where I felt most alive, most intimate with myself as a performer. And as I say this word, intimate, I think of my teacher, Janet Adler, founder of the discipline of authentic movement. Our work in the discipline very much includes an embrace of mystery and the dark of the unknown. And it is completely centered in the intimacy of relationship. I remember Janet saying, "There is no offering of the discipline without you to receive it." So it feels very strange to be speaking about this practice when you're not here with me in my studio. You're not even visible on the screen. I can't see you and I can't hear you, but I feel my longing to know you. I want to know how you're doing. I want to see your faces, to hear your voices, and feel your physical presence. Especially in this time of so much unraveling, so much unveiling, and maybe so much evolving. Maybe we are always in this vast and boundless space together, but we just don't know it. And I keep wondering, what's here for us now to learn about invisible connection across distance? As I've been preparing for today, a circle keeps appearing. I want to show you. Sometimes it's a very ancient circle, a group of people, a community, moving and dancing in one circle. Sometimes it's an image I saw in the newspaper this summer of a woman in a park sitting cross-legged in a circle she had drawn around herself. A reminder of personal space in pandemic times. Sometimes it's just a whisper of a circle, an intimation of something new and possible. It could be that these three circles are embodiments of consciousness evolving through time. The circle as collective ritual, carrying and holding the group. And then the developing of individual consciousness, the self experienced as unique and separate from the group. And now here we are, trying to figure out how not to feel so isolated and separate. And perhaps realizing that, as Janet says, individual consciousness is necessary, but not enough. The work that Janet has spent the past 50 years studying and teaching is a process leading from embodied individual consciousness towards the possibility of conscious enough individuals bringing their full selves to participate in consciously embodied groups, collective bodies. Today, I'll be weaving together some history and background, along with some elements of practice as we meet from our separate spaces through our one-way screens. Here's the question I'm offering as a kind of experiment for today. Can we cultivate a more intimate sense of embodied relationship within our unique and separate selves so that we might discover something about the mystery of our connection and oneness with each other. So here we go. I want to begin with two aspects of ourselves that the discipline of authentic movement invites us toward knowing. One is what arises in us as movement and bodily experience. And the other is the part of us that is aware of the experience, our perception of what is happening. Often, and for the most part, these two, experience and perception, are merged, blended in a way we tend to be unconscious of. What is moving us? What is the source of impulse and action? First, I want to address the phenomenon of movement. As a dancer, I love the creative work of choreography and improvisation, and I remember an abiding curiosity. Where does the movement come from? And behind this question was a feeling of a doorway to a larger mystery. Maybe that's what brought me to this work. I don't know. We all find our way drawn into a place of something that then we recognize. And I think there's something that I recognized in this work that has to do with that being drawn to some larger mystery. So I want to begin here with a short practice just to explore this question of movement source. So I invite you to stand up, take a few steps back, and create some space for yourself. Or you can stay seated if you prefer, that's fine too. So I'm going to just tip this up and hope you can see. See what it's like to join me in this gesture, following my movement. How do your hands moving outward feel different from your hands coming together? What does the space around you feel like? What does touch feel like? And now bringing your hands to rest on your chest. In the stillness, we can listen for an impulse arising. Maybe one or both of your hands want to move. Maybe some part of your body is already moving. So we'll take a moment, a minute or two, just to follow what arises through your body. Maybe there will be stillness. Maybe other sensations or emotion. Now bringing your moving to a close, slowly open your eyes, feeling where you are now seeing where you are in your own space. And then let's make our way back to the screen again. This is a taste of mover consciousness, a sense of opening to a source of movement within yourself. What's here for you now as you tune, open to your own inner experience? Whatever this is as important as anything I am saying. Your experience, your inner experience is important.